Today, I'll be talking about the 5 jobs offering insane overtime because they cannot hire fast enough. And I promise at least one of these is going to be a good fit for you. One of them paid a city worker over $500,000 in a single year. Several will take you with 0 experience and train you from scratch. And one of them has extra pay written directly into federal law, up to 25% on top of your salary, guaranteed by Congress. And I'm the guy who went from $300,000 in student loan debt for a doctorate before figuring out how careers actually work. Then I built the career channel that I wish that I had when I was 18, and now we have over 1,000 people that have verified results from it. So none of this is a guess. Now, here's the thing that most people get wrong about raising their income. They beg for a 3% raise, or they job hop and start over every single year. But the smarter move is finding the places where the schedule is broken, because at a job that can't hire you, you never have to ask for more money. So the overtime sheet is the raise, and nobody can tell you no. So whether you're fresh out of school with a blank resume, or you're laid off at 45, or you're just sick of applications going into a black hole, or you're just wanting to make serious money this year, not in 5 years, then there's going to be a job in this list that's going to interest you. Now, every claim has a name sourced on the screen with real people and real receipts. And my personal pick is going to be hiding near the end. Now, if you appreciate me making this type of content, let me know by gently cheersing that like button, and I'll make more of it in the future. And let's jump into it right now. All right, first let's talk about the nuclear decontamination technician. So when a nuclear plant shuts down for maintenance, these are the people who suit up and clean the contaminated tools, equipment, and work areas so the maintenance crews can work safely. Now watch how badly they need people. Merrick Group, an actual nuclear contractor, says it on their own site. No experience and no initial certifications required. And technicians may work 40 to 72 hours a week. And it's not just one company. The GAO, the government's own watchdog, reported major staffing vacancies across the federal nuclear cleanup workforce. And these sites are recruiting on camera as well. So the Pantex plant, the facility that works on America's actual nuclear weapons, made its own day in the life radiation tech video. And you know when they're making videos like that, there's a reason they're doing it. It's because they're having trouble hiring.
My name is Shelby, and I'd love to see you join us at Pantex as a radiation safety technician.
And I even found someone who is a nuclear engineer with over 10 years of experience in the nuclear power industry. His name is Tyler Fulse, and with this knowledge about nuclear engineering, he created a channel called T Fulse Nuclear. And this is a very interesting channel. I've seen a lot of their videos, and basically all of his videos talk about different things that are nuclear related. And with these topics, Tyler is making $12,000 a month according to vidIQ. And that's just from AdSense alone. Those are just the ads that pop up on his channel. Just to put that in perspective, last month on this channel, we made about $33,000 from AdSense, and that was a very small percentage of the total money that we made from the channel, less than 5%. And I was really fascinated by one of his videos where he was just reacting to another video from Bill Wirtz. This is a very simple, very easy to make reaction video that's really just common sense from him, right? This is stuff that he probably learned in his first year in school, or maybe his first year as a nuclear engineer. And with this video, it got over 4 million views, and he made over $6,000 just in AdSense alone, according to ViewStats. So yeah, when you work in these strange, weird industries like this, not only can you make a lot of money from the job itself, but you could also start a YouTube channel. And speaking of the job, nuclear decontamination technicians make $58,000 to $92,000 a year. And that is just the lower level job that you can get into. There are lots of opportunities for bonuses and overtime, etc. And there's other jobs you can go into as well down the line. For instance, technical process managers typically make about $81,000 to $151,000 a year, according to Glassdoor. With that being said, I respect the fact that there's probably a lot of people out there that probably don't want to go into this career. And so I've got some other ones that are a little bit less weird, where you don't have to be around radioactive material. Some other notes about this career is it's not the same everywhere, right? There's certain government agencies or different companies that are going to have different credentials that they either want and or need. And that is why I actually made an AI specifically for people who are interested in any of the careers that I talk about in this video, or the careers that I talk about in other videos. So this AI is going to ask you which career you're interested in. It's going to ask you some other questions like where you want to work, etc. And it's going to tell you exactly how you can land this job, the career ladder progression, as well as a comprehensive career plan as well. And you can check that out by clicking the third link in the description and the pinned comment below. And you can even use it as we go through this video if you'd like. All right, the next job is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, and that is going to be a border patrol agent. Now, I just want to make this very clear. I do not agree or disagree to any of these jobs. I am simply a messenger telling you the reality that there are a lot of opportunities out there for these jobs. So you can argue in the comment section below about whether you like this job or you don't like it. I'm just the messenger, right? I'm just going to tell you objectively where the opportunity opportunities are. So these are the federal officers who patrol the land borders between official crossings, and they are tasked with tracking smugglers and stopping illegal crossings, and there is no degree required. Now, here's the proof that they can't hire fast enough. The Department of Homeland Security is offering up to $60,000 in bonuses to new Border Patrol agents, with $4 billion allocated to hiring. And the overtime is literally written into federal law. In fact, CBP's own pay page says that agents earn up to 25% of your salary for time worked outside of the 40-hour work week. And with the official numbers, journeyman base pay is $71,000, and average total compensation is about $114,000. So that's about an extra $43,000 a year in locality, overtime, and premium pay stacked on top. And the reason why there's not a lot of people who apply to this job is because this is America's most complex and controversial job, arguably. So there's a guy named Frank Vallejo who told his whole unfiltered story, and he breaks down exactly how smugglers operated and how agents spotted them. And he also shares the heartbreaking stories from the job that never leave you. And then there's another video from a working agent named Evan Toth, where he documented what he does as a Border Patrol agent. And the CBP's own recruiting channel runs a full day in the life video, literally tagged #hiring. And again, when they're making videos like that, that is a massive flashing sign that they are having trouble getting enough people. Now, according to Glassdoor, Border Patrol agents on average make about $59,000 to $101,000 a year. And so yeah, this is really good money. It's not that hard to get into either. Next, let's talk about iron workers. So these are skilled tradespersons who build, erect, and connect structural steel and iron frameworks for buildings, bridges, and other large structures. And there's helmet cam footage of a working iron worker doing exactly that over the Atlanta skyline, and 938,000 people have watched it. Now, here's the overtime proof, straight off of the union's own job board. Ironworkers Local 845 posted publicly right now. A Google data center call at $36.77 an hour plus $150 a day per diem, working 40 to 60 hours a week. Then there's another data center call, 60 hours a week for 2 months straight. Per diems on that board run up to $250 a day. Now, why is the board that loaded? Well, the construction industry is short roughly 439,000 workers, with more than 400 data centers under development at the same time. And it is not just the iron workers. The same boom is dragging electricians, plumbers, and HVAC techs into the same overtime storm. Which brings me to my brother Zach, who spent almost 30 years working the trades, learning a lot of these exact skills that these projects are fighting over. But after decades in the trades, the work was taking a real toll on his body. And on a family vacation, he pulled me aside and he asked me straight up, how do I keep making money without breaking my body? And he was expecting me to tell him to get a cushy desk job or get an online job or get some sort of certification or online degree. And I told him, no, bro, just start a YouTube channel. And he gave me every excuse in the book. He said, I'm too old for YouTube. You know, I'm in my 50s. YouTube and social media platforms are for kids who dance to TikToks. I've never recorded a video in my life. I'm not tech savvy. I don't even know how to set up my own camera. Basically, every excuse in the book. And I told him, just trust me, bro. Just follow the playbook, do what I say, and it's going to work for you. So he listened to me. And instead of letting 30 years of experience disappear, he put it on YouTube. And his channel is called Zach of All Trades. This is where he teaches people how these jobs actually work, what they really pay, and how to get in without wasting years on the wrong path. And his very first video that he posted pulled in over 800,000 views, and he went from $0 to $214 in a single day in 29 days. And that's a $78,000 a year run rate, and that means he literally went from $0 to a full-time income in less than 1 month. And then just last month, he closed out his first year with an $18,000 month. And it doesn't have to just be the trades. It could be any other job as well. For instance, Josh Madakor works in IT, and he turned that into a channel teaching regular people how to get into IT and cybersecurity careers. And when Josh first started working with me, he was making less than $1,000 a month, so we helped him dial in his niche, and he started making really useful videos for people in IT and cybersecurity. And he established himself and his personal brand as an authority in his niche. And people from FAANG companies and Fortune 50 companies started reaching out to him. Now, just to put this in perspective, these are the types of companies where people apply to for years on average to get in, and they have less than a 1% acceptance rate. And many of these companies have a lower acceptance rate than Harvard or Yale. And they were literally reaching out to him, offering him jobs. And he ended up taking one of them. He took his dream job for a Fortune 50 company, and it was a remote job where he could live wherever he wanted. He was traveling the world, eventually settled down in Japan, which was his dream country to live in. But then the channel just kept going up and up. $5,000 a month, then $10,000 a month, then $30,000 a month, all while just working on it part-time. Then eventually his channel got all the way up to $180,000 in a single month, and it just did not make sense for him to keep working his job, so he quit his job and went full-time on YouTube. And by the way, it doesn't even have to be a job at all. It could just be anything that you're good at or any problem that you've had in the past that you were able to solve. So a great example of that is Nathan Rose. His passion is chess, and he started playing chess as an adult, so he was an adult learner. And as an adult learner, you have a big disadvantage because you're probably going to be playing against a lot of people who learned chess as a kid. But he was still able to get to over 2,000 rating in chess online. And so what does he do? He helps other adult learners who are typically high performers, just like him, right? He was semi-retired, and before this, he worked in corporate, but people who are high performers and adult learners that want to get to a 2,000 rating in chess as well. And within a few months of running the playbook, he was booked out with coaching clients with a very small audience and making a full-time income from it, right? So I think you get the point. You do the job, then you film the job, or you teach people how to do your job, or you just teach people things that you already know. And by the way, I could just keep going on and on and on with dozens and dozens of examples. But if you want to know exactly how he helped all of these people grow their personal brand, grow their YouTube channels, and advance their careers, and even start side hustles or even full-time businesses with this system, then I'm actually revealing all of it in a live training that I'm doing this week. Click that link in the description in the pinned comment below. Additionally, in this live training, we're going to be focused on either helping you pick your niche, or if you already have a niche, dialing in your niche. And we're going to be giving away an AI that's been trained on thousands of hours of us helping people do exactly that. So do not miss out on it. This AI is the most popular AI tool we have ever come out with. So click the link in the description in the pinned comment below to attend that. I'll be there live answering any questions that you have as well, and I look forward to seeing you there. All right, next one is going to be a utility line clearance tree trimmer. So these workers climb trees or ride bucket trucks to cut back branches growing dangerously close to live power lines, where often there are thousands of volts a few feet from the saw. And Asplin, the biggest name in the industry, runs entry-level postings advertising no experience, on-the-job training, and overtime throughout the year. And another utility tree posting advertises 60-hour work weeks plus per diem for experienced climbers. And the recruiting desperation is on this video too. DTE Energy, major utility company, produced its own line clearance worker recruiting video. And again, this is always a sign that they have a massive shortage if they're producing recruiting videos. And Lucas Tree Experts is running recruiting stories like Women on the Job, Ashley's story, to widen the applicant pool, right? So my ladies watching this out there, this is a job for you as well. And Glassdoor puts line clearance tree trimmers at about $56,000 a year on average, and in a typical range of roughly $45,000 to $69,000, with higher earners approaching $84,000. And so yeah, a lot of the time, the scarier the job sounds, whether it's actually dangerous or not, the emptier the line. And the emptier the line, the fatter the check. And by the way, this is just the entry level pay. There's a lot of room down the line for even higher paying jobs. For instance, utility arborists or vegetation managers make about $68,000 to $95,000 per year. And like I said before, there's opportunities for overtime and bonuses. Also, with a lot of these kind of physical blue collar trade type careers, the amount of money that they show online is actually significantly lower than the reality of what they pay. And this is for many different reasons, which I've explained in other videos. With that being said, the next one is also going to be good for the ladies out there, as well as the guys, and that is an LA County ocean lifeguard. Now, obviously, most of you probably don't live in LA County who are watching this, but there's a lot of niche careers like this that are specific to your area. So just as an example, if you live in an area that has a lot of hiking trails up in the mountains, there's probably going to be jobs that are dedicated to preserving those areas or rescuing people in those areas, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, LA happens to have a lot of nice beaches. And so there are a lot of ocean lifeguard jobs. And just as an example, the Los Angeles County Fire Department Lifeguard Division protects 72 miles of coastline from Malibu to San Pedro, including Catalina Island. And here's the part that's absolutely insane. Open the Books audited LA County and found that the top paid lifeguard earned $510,000 in a single year, including $246,000 in overtime. And all told, 98 lifeguards made over $200,000, and 20 made between $300,000 and $500,000. And before you tell me that that was a one-off, well, the newest payroll data shows that 134 lifeguards made over $200,000, and 34 made over $300,000, and the chief lifeguard made $523,000. And the top overtime collectors each pulled between $345,000 and $702,000 in overtime over 5 years. So this is kind of what I'm saying when I tell you that a lot of these types of careers, when you look online, it might say that they make a certain amount of money, but the reality of the situation in many cases is much higher, especially if there's shortages. Because according to Glassdoor, ocean lifeguards in Los Angeles make about $58,000 to $97,000 a year, but clearly there's a lot of people out there that are they're making more than that. Now, with that being said, people are obsessed with watching this job as well. For instance, a working ocean lifeguard named Destiny films her actual shifts, stand setup, rescues, red flag days, and her My 9 to 5 as an ocean lifeguard at the Jersey Shore video has 3.2 million views, with follow-up videos in the millions behind it. Another guard films full 22-minute POV days on ocean rescue. And LA County's own lifeguard division is on YouTube asking, do you have what it takes? And this is the exact agency behind the $500,000 paychecks, by the way. And they're on camera recruiting people. Notice any patterns here? If they're making videos about this stuff on YouTube, chances are they have a massive shortage. Now, every job on this list is understaffed, and every one of them will take you without a fancy resume, and every one of them converts empty seats into money on your check. Of course, there are going to be differences depending on the area that you live or the job postings that you see. So please do not comment, oh, I looked at a job posting and it said they required a college degree. First of all, that's one job posting. Look at some of the other ones. Second of all, even if they say that they require a college degree, in many cases, it's more of a nice to have that scares off people that aren't confident that they can do the job. So if you're confident you can learn the job, then just apply anyways. And also, again, if you want personalized advice for exactly how to do this, check the third link in the description in the pinned comment below, because that's what I made that AI for. But you don't just have to stop at doing the job. Whenever there's a job shortage, you can help other people get into the job, or you can teach the skill, or you can teach the software for the job. For instance, we had a client that teaches a very niche type of CAD software for a specific type of engineer, and he made about $12,000 in just a few months. And then there's a lot of people just filming the job that they're already doing, posting it as content on YouTube and making money. There's even people filming themselves flipping burgers on YouTube and making money from it. And then we have clients like Nurse Jen, who just give the same exact advice that she was already giving to her patients on a day-to-day basis, but she took that advice and recorded it on camera and blasted it out to hundreds of thousands and even millions of people. And she went from zero to a full-time income in just a few months. And just this last month, she made over $10,000 from her channel. And she now quit her nursing job and she's traveling all across the United States, living her dream life in her camper van, right? So when there's job shortages, there is opportunity for you to fill those jobs. And you can help people get into the job. And then you can also sometimes get paid by the companies for placing people in the jobs too. And there's an old saying that there is billions in the boring, and it is true. So if you want to learn exactly how I've done this and how a ton of other people have done this, made full-time incomes just talking about boring stuff on YouTube and building their personal brand, then click the link in the description in the pinned comment below to attend the live training. And additionally, I will be giving away an AI that helps you choose your niche if you don't have one, or if you already have a niche, it's going to help you make it 10 times better. So do not miss out on this. Last time we did the training, it completely filled up and people couldn't even get in, right? So there is a cap to how many people we can actually do in the training. So click that link and make sure you attend it. And if you're seeing this in the future, or if you click the link and you couldn't attend, still click the link because it'll automatically redirect you to whenever we're doing the next training. Now, with that being said, I know that 99% of you are just going to take my free content, get a ton of value out of it. You're going to take the free resources that I work so hard on, get a ton of value out of that as well. And you're going to attend my live training, which is completely free, and get a ton of value out of that. And we are never going to end up working together. And that is completely fine. I always want to give way more value than what I receive. And I give away the information for free and I sell the implementation, because there's going to be 1% or 0.1% of you out there that wants a one-on-one mentorship experience to help you do this as quickly and painlessly as possible. Or you want us to literally just do the work for you. Literally, we come up with the ideas, we write the scripts, we edit the videos, and we post them for you. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and click that link in the description in the pinned comment below to book a call with us, but only do it if you're very serious about growing and making money on YouTube. It is obviously very expensive for us to deliver that, and it is going to be very expensive for you to work one-on-one with us. The types of people we typically work with are going to be professionals with at least 10 plus years of experience, or people who are overachievers that are younger, but the thing that those two people have in common is they have experience, knowledge, and wisdom to share with the world, right? They've solved problems themselves and they can help other people solve problems too. Or business owners that want to grow their brand on YouTube, get more views, get more leads, and get more sales with an organic presence. Or YouTubers who are getting a lot of views, but they are struggling with monetization, and we can definitely help them with that. Or YouTubers who are crushing it, but they want to crush it even harder. Or people that already have big followings, either because they're on another social media platform, or they're an expert, or they wrote a book, and they want to bring their audience over to YouTube because they know that YouTube is the money platform. If that sounds like you, book that call by clicking the link in the description in the pinned comment below. Right at this particular time, we can only work with about 5 people. Okay, we can only onboard about 5 people at a time because, again, we're working with you one-on-one. We can only work with a very limited amount of people at a time. And we only accept about 18% of people who apply. Now, if you want to know exactly how we helped Nurse Jen, for instance, go from zero to a full-time income, then go ahead and click this video right here where she tells her story and I interview her.